Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge and welcome to a quick little TBR for Historical Romance Readathon. So I am very excited to participate in another Historical Romance Readathon. I don't even know what round we're on at this time, but this is a readathon that started a few years back and it is done by Lacey, Lisa, and Jessica. And I absolutely love participating in it. This is a whole week long and it actually is starting the day after the Mafia Romance Readathon ends. So it's going to be interesting when my videos come up and how I drop those out. But I wanted to share what my TBR is for that. Just in case. And I thought it'd be a fun video to have because I don't usually do TBRs for the readathons too often. And this one will have a lot of the books that are in my monthly TBR, but they also, I also added quite a few, and I doubt that I'll get through them all, and I might be burned out from historicals by then, but I'm going to start with the ones that I absolutely need to get to, and then I will show you kind of my extended TBR for this because I just haven't really been in a historical mood lately. It happens. There'll be a time soon where that's all that I want to read. But yeah, I definitely go through phases, and I think a lot of people do. So I don't feel too bad about it. But we're going to go ahead and dive in. I will show you my pretty little flat lay that I made and the bingo board. I'm not really going for a blackout because I'm just gonna read the books on my list that I made and we'll see what they cross off. It'll be like actual bingo, where it's you don't know what you're gonna draw, what's getting drawn before you find out. So here's my pretty flat lay I made for my bullet journal. So I used a fun little form to make that, and then in pencil I have some of my TBR, and then this is gonna be for the books that I actually get to. There's room to add a few more here. But the prompts for this one are Rags to Riches Hero, Single Parent, Second Chance Romance, A Book in a Series, a Standalone, Indie Published, Marriage of Convenience, a Rake, an Heiress, a Highlander, a Western, a Clinch Cover, Enemies to Lovers, Spies. The Julie Garwood group book is The Lion's Lady, I believe, but it also can just say Julie Garwood here, and then flowers on the cover. So yeah, those are what the 16 prompts are if you do the board at all. And yeah, let me start with the books that I absolutely want to get through, and then we'll go from there. So the first two that I absolutely need to get to, and one of them I've been putting off for so long and I'm so mad at myself, is I need to read the Clandestine Affairs series. So I need to read The Viscount Made Me Do It, and this one is about Hannah Zaydan, and she is a bone setter, and she has a new appointment who threatens to destroy everything she's worked for. And with each appointment, the daughter of a foreign merchant is slowly seduced by the mysterious former soldier. She's smart enough to know Griff is after more than he'll reveal, but whatever it is, the bone setter's growing desire for the man just might tempt her to give in to him. So The Viscount Made Me Do It. And then my book club with Crystal, which is the Rake Appreciation Society, we are reading The Marquess Made Me Do It for our May book club. Crystal's actually already read this one because she had an arc of it, and I'm very excited because both the hero and the heroine have Middle Eastern descent, I believe, in this one. And this one, the hero, Brandon, is undercover in the heroine Rose's home as a footman or something, because she believes that he has some information. I think it's a map or something that he needs. So, and what do we know? This one has flowers on the cover, so that'll cover one of my prompts for me. So yeah, this one is he a Viscount? There's Marquess. Duh, it's on the cover. He's undercover. So that's cool. So those two need to get read for sure. Then books that are on my monthly TBR, I already have The Husband Trap by Tracy Ann Warren. I know this one will cover Marriage of Convenience. So this one, Violet actually switches places with her sister, her twin sister, at the altar basically. So the hero is supposed to marry Jeanette and ends up marrying Violet. So it's a switcheroo Marriage of Convenience. So I know that'll cover that one at least. Then I have The Highlander by Elaine Kaufman. So this one will definitely cover the Highlander prompt. And this one is Sophie Danburn is like found naked in a field, and she gets taken to the home of James, Earl of Monley. And Sophie finds herself in the land of the Scots, and she's terrified and not willing to trust anyone. And she's the granddaughter of Louis XIV. And she's fleeing a forced marriage with the hated English Duke of Rockingham. Reluctantly, Sophie begins to fall in love with the rugged Highlander, and before she can reveal the truth of her past, James discovers her connection and wonders what other secret she might be keeping. So I want to get to this one. I haven't read an Elaine Kaufman before, and I would really like to get to one. Then I have another Highland one, and this is actually a reprint. And I got this book from TLC Book Tours, I believe is who it is. But this is the Murray series by Hannah Howell is getting new covers. So I actually have the audiobook ready to go for this one. And yeah, I'm very intrigued in giving this one a go. I'm not reading the back of this because this is a misprinted book and it has the wrong blurb on the back of it. So the book that's inside what I'm reading isn't actually the book. So anyway, I'm excited to read this. This originally came out in 1998, so that's kind of cool. I've never read a Hannah Howell before. Then I want to continue the Bennet Saga by Mary Balogh. I have the audiobook for this and the rest of them because I got them in the Audible sale where books in a series were on sale. So this one is book 3, and this one is about Freya Bedwin, who is one of the sisters, and Joshua Moore, who's the Marquess of Halmere, a man with a hell-raising reputation of his own. So I think that Freya might be considered an heiress, so that could work. We'll see. But this one definitely is next in a series as well, even though the other 2 books work for that too. So very excited to continue this series. Then I have some books that I just want to get to. So those are ones that I'd really like to read. But again, only the 2 Diana Quincy are like must get to. Now I just have a bunch, and all of these ones are indie published. So these ones are going to work for that prompt. I don't know if any of the books I showed are a standalone. Is the Highlander a standalone? I don't know. I might not have one. But I'm very excited to read The Sinful Ways of Jamie McKenzie. This, fits in with the McKenzie and, what is it? The McKenzie and, what is it? The McKenzie and McBride series. There we go. Sorry. But this one is the first in the Mackenzie's The Edwardian era. So this is going to be about the kids besides Daniel, because Daniel already got a book. So this is Ian and Beth's oldest son, Jamie, and it takes place it starts in 1908. And Jennifer did say, she's like, in the same way that when there was other wars going on, I'm going to keep my family out of World War I, even though they most definitely would have had some of the sons fighting in that. She's going to keep them removed from it so that we can have happily ever afters for all of our men. So this one, I'm so excited to read this. And thank you so much to Annabelle sent me this. I've had it on my list for a while because I wanted to continue with her McKenzie series. And there are other books I still need to read in the other series, but I really want to read about Ian and Beth's son, and Ian is pretty prominent in this book, so of course I have to read it. But this one is Evie McKnight slams into Jamie McKenzie on a quay on Southampton. She flashes back to the day she accidentally knocked him into the River Cam, and when she fished him out again, he shocked her with a kiss before boldly walking away dripping wet in a shirt and a kilt. Evie has no business reveling in memories of Jamie then and the nearness of him now. She is betrothed to a respectable man from a respectable, wealthy family, but Jamie appears everywhere in London, assisting Evie and her sisters, becoming friends with her fiancé, and agreeing to be drawn into the heist Evie has planned in order to save her best friend's father from ruin. The son and heir of Ian McKenzie, Jamie has roamed the world, encountering adventure after adventure, and now he's back home to settle down in his has promised his family. But Jamie is restless, searching for something he can't seem to find, trying to live up to the potential as the son of a genius. When he sees Evie again, he knows what he's striving for, and he's not going to let the trivial matter of her betrothal to a dull stick and the fact that she wants to break into the British Museum put him off. Jamie is Ian McKenzie's son, all right. He'll use all the Mackenzie determination and adroitness to prove that she is for him and he for her. So I kind of got to read this soon because Ian McKenzie is my favorite historical romance hero of all time. So there's that. Then I really would love to read one of Golden Angel's books, and I have two of them to choose from. I have A Season for Treason, which is book 1 in Deception and Discipline, which I think has like spies in it. It might, which could work for that. And this book was actually given to me by Golden Angel, so very excited to read this. This is her series that's currently coming out. So in the service of England's spy master, well, his niece, but surely he'll appreciate the help, Miss Mary Wilson is on a mission to uncover a treasonous plot, and though her only clue leads to the treacherous secret society of the Marquis of Hertford, a lifetime of being overlooked should ensure her access to all of the gossip her assignment will require. There's just one problem. Mary is due to find a husband this season, and her Aunt Elizabeth, the Viscountess Hood, is determined that her niece shine bright. So excited about that one. Then there's another one, and this one's a lot shorter, so I might try this one. This one is The Duke's Pursuit. I think this is her most recent, one of her most recent releases, because it came out in 2022. Yeah. And this one is Philippa, first debuted in society. Her black hair and sapphire eyes earned her the nickname Lady Twilight, as well as the attention of Everett Cavendish, the Marquis of Harrington. But when Everett's parents objected to the match, the spurned Philippa married the Earl of Essex instead. And now she's unexpectedly a widow, and Philippa found herself missing the pleasures of her marriage bed. She is re-entering society with a new aim in mind, to take a lover, or several. But among the many men vying for her attention, she did not expect to find Everett. The Marquis of Harrington had given up hope of being with Philippa, but when circumstances and a bet places her back in his social circle, Everett realizes that he might have a second chance. Defying his parents' and Philippa's expectations, Everett braves her wrath in order to prove himself worthy of her trust again. Now he just has to prove it to her. So that one sounds cool. Then there's the next book in the Wedded by Scandal series by Stacey Reed. And this one is Tobias Wildcat, the Earl of Blade, has learned it is best to exercise rigid control over his passions and emotions in all that he does, uncaring that it makes him seem cool and aloof to the most of the time. He is content with his desire to only woo agreeable and demure females. Then unforeseen circumstances see him trapped in a closet at a house party with the last woman he ever expected to make his countess. Lady Olivia Sherwood is everything he should not desire in a female, unconventional, too decisive, and utterly without decorum. But passion ignites between them, and they are discovered. Honor demands they wed, and while Tobias finds himself unwillingly drawn to the bewitching beauty, he must do everything not to tempt the passion that burns in him for her. I really loved the first book in that series. And then the other two, which I won't read the whole thing of, is books 3 and 4 in the Mayhem and Mayfair series. So I've read the first two in this series already, and I really enjoyed them. They're pretty spicy, pretty fun. And so there is Her Prodigal Passion. This one just says it's a merchant's daughter and prize fighter Paul finds. So that sounds cool. And then Her Protector's Pleasure. I love these covers. And this is Widow Marianne Draven and Police Officer Ambrose Kent. And I'm excited because I believe that I've seen Kent show up in the other books. So these are absolutely gorgeous. So anyway, that was a kind of ramshackle TBR for this. We'll see how many I get through. I'm going to be traveling in the beginning of this week to see my family, because what's the fun of being self-employed if I don't get to go see my family when I want to? But I will have my audiobooks with, and I'll bring some of these with me, and we'll see what I get through. And then for sure, once I get back from my trip, I will dive into as many as I can handle. We'll see. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I put up new videos 3 to 4 times a week. Check out my Patreon or channel memberships if you're interested in supporting the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.